right, guys, I am back and I'm filming a bit out of order, but I need those journals to dry, like the covers. So I'm hoping that I remember that that's what we're doing. So each one of these, and I'll bring one of the covers over, but each one of these is going to get something like this on the top. It is going to be glued, and then we're going to put like a bow closure on it. But yeah, I don't want to bend that yet because it's still drying. So all that to say, let's get let me show you. Okay, so this one folds open, and then it kind of folds open this way. And then of course, if you fold it back, then it has that. It's just kind of the classic zigzag. One thing I did do is, oops, I didn't ink around those edges right there. Okay, I inked most of it. But before, or did I even ink that bottom one? I did. Okay, so I apologize, guys. We got to ink these 5 really quick. And I'm only doing the top, so it won't take that long. But anyhow, I hope that you guys are all doing good. It is still Sunday, so I'm close to having almost 2 weeks of filming done. And Gracie doesn't know this yet, so shh. And I only feel comfortable saying it because she's not here. She's still doing her horsey stuff. But I got a pattern a couple of months, actually back in January. And most of you guys know that my kids both still live with me. They're both in college. So yeah, anyways, all that to say, there is, oh boy, lost my train of thought. Anyways, she is in love with the, you know, those old style, like Western shirts that are pearl snap shirts. I dug and dug and dug around on Amazon, and I finally found a modernish pattern, but it's pearl snaps. So she's going to be gone this week, which is spring break, with her dad. They leave early Tuesday morning, and they get back late Friday night. So what I'm hoping to do is, instead of filming like after work this week, if I get enough filmed, then it'll take me through, like I can film a couple more next weekend. And then I can work on a pearl snap shirt for her. All right, so I'm going to start with this one first, and I'm going to only glue right here because then it becomes a pocket that we could add a tag in there, right? Like so. I mean, obviously not one that tall, but you know, or a bookmark. That actually is probably a good idea for this one. Oh yeah, so that was the other thing, since we're working on this project. If you want to do a bookmark instead, like that's fine too. Like, we'll figure out the coolest things to put in these. And like I said, so it doesn't have to be a pocket and a tag, or, you know, something like that. Like if you have a really favorite piece of ephemera to make, that's awesome too. So yeah, anywho, if you're really great at paper clips or bookmarks or whatever, by all means, right? Whatever you're great at or whatever, it's anything goes, right? And again, they don't have to be the same kind of theme either, right? Like don't feel like you have to match what I'm doing, because you absolutely don't. That's about right. Okay. And now we're going to do this. I know I have to kind of do it in a little bit different fashion. I'm gonna offset it just a tiny bit. You can kind of see it here. I'm kind of trying to gauge it down here to just give it a little bit of a, because they're about, oh no, that didn't work last time, right? Because I can come over a little bit, but I want to catch this top edge with this one. So with this one, I'm going to just glue around the edges so that it becomes a tuck on that other, oops, on this other side. I go out just a little bit, so it gives it just a little bit of room to get into that envelope. So then on this side, there's a little tuck for a little card. Oh boy, that one's bent. Should probably be more careful. Oh, and my nose itches. Holy cow. Yes, it is definitely spring. Whew. Oh, maybe I, no, oh goodness, I did it wrong. That's all right. That's okay. Like, it doesn't have to be, right? Like, it is what it is. Woohoo. So I guess that's what we're going with. Never mind. Okay. I made these yesterday, in my defense. Okay, so that one. Okay, now, so I have to put these like literally about how they're gonna go together, or else I'll mess them up. Okay, so side. Oh, you know what I need to get out of the back of my truck? Just thinking about that. I know the things we think about while we're crafting, right? Looks about right. Anyways, the things I was just thinking, I gotta get the chicken and the duck's calcium out of the back end of my pickup before I go out and collect my eggs for the day. I know, weird, right? The things we think about. Squirrel! Squirrel, squirrel. So, yeah, anywho. I think I asked, but maybe I didn't, because sometimes when I get to recording, I forget to ask. I hope you guys are all doing well. I don't even know what day you're seeing this. Probably like Thursday, sometime in the future. Yeah, so I'm hoping, see, when you see this, right? Yeah, the new GM will have started. So I am so looking forward to that. I think he's going to be a really great fit. I think the team's going to like him. So yeah, back to this pearl snap shirts. Like I mean, we've looked at thrift stores, you know, like I'm talking like, I mean, yes, they had the fancy pearl snap ones, but you know, like the ones that country guys used to wear like all the time, like back in the 70s and 80s. And like, even like, I hate to say it this way, but like old men shirts, that's what she's been looking for. Like, and I keep hoping maybe we'll see like an estate sale or something by, you know, one of the old farmers out here. But yeah, she's wanted one for so long. And she found one kind of like she was looking for, but it's not quite right. So I was like, you know, I'm gonna make a practice one, so she'll probably end up getting two. I've got some older fabric, like definitely 70s, 80s, 70s and 80s really. So I'm hoping that I'll make my practice one out of that. And so then she'll end up technically getting 2. So wish me luck, because I'm not a terrible sewer, but I don't know that I like things that I sew that are like clothing. I don't know that that's really my niche, right? I'm much better at a lot of different things except for that. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Clothing just isn't my jive. I mean, I make really cool duffel bags. So I've helped Gracie design, and so her archery bags, like that I can do. But tops, I struggle with those. I don't know if it's because I know that like she's gonna wear it. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's the reason for the struggle. I don't know. But yeah. I mean, I come from a long line of sewers on both sides of my family. You would think I'd be better at it, but Gracie's definitely got the knack for sewing, but she can quilt. Oh, that girl's good at quilting. And I actually decided that I'm going to go ahead and make myself a quilt. So I'm in the market to get some fabric for that. Of course, it's going to be dragonflies, because I've decided to paint my walls white and do, like, actually hand paint dragonflies on them because I want it. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stamp the calm on these. I already, like I said, I did some pre-work so that I wasn't dragging out the video for too long. So, and I've already got my stamp all ready. We'll get our potting soil out. Yeah. Yeah, so wish me luck with that thing. Boy, it's a little intimidating. It's not the snaps, it's that I can't ever set a snap, like a pearl snap, without cracking the pearl, if that makes any sense. I don't know, I don't know if I'm just too heavy-handed. I don't know if there's like a trick to setting them. But everything I've ever done with a pearl snap has always cracked the pearl. I mean, and I have the little tool, right? And I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And I so don't want to spend all that time and energy into sewing and then mess up the pearl, right? Because that would just suck. All right, got our calms done. Now we get to pick out some different flowers. I just did kind of like I don't even know what kind of flower that is, but it's dark blue. So we'll just pick out a couple of these that I think are calming. Let's just see. The irises are pretty, huh? Okay, we'll use an iris. We need 5. I like that one. That one's always one that I go to. Roses are pretty, but that's 3. Oops. Oopsie daisy. I already used that one. Kind of looking for taller and skinnier, I think. Probably be a whole lot easier if I'd left them all organized, huh? let's use that one. Let's see, is that 4 or 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I need one more. Ooh, I like that one. All right, that was fairly easy. Watch, I'll sit here and fight with this for a minute, right? So I have a funny, not so funny to tell you guys. So last night, you know how like sometimes bad dreams just plague you, right? Well, apparently last night was my night to be plagued by nightmares. So last night, I don't know exactly what I was dreaming about. Like, I know the end result, but I don't know what started it. Had this huge nightmare, and I, like, in my dream, I was sobbing, right? And I woke up, and my cat, like, when I woke up sobbing, right? And my poor cat, she's my girl, right? Like, she's my anxiety. I mean, you could go as far as to say she's my therapy cat, because that cat's been with me, like, especially in like the beginning stages of things that were happening in 2020 and, you know, everything like that. She's like literally stuck to my hip. Very rarely does she like sleep in Grace's room as far as like at night. Usually it's either in my room or somewhere near me. And you know, it's almost like she got some type of knowing or something, because all day yesterday she wouldn't like leave me alone. She kept following me all around the house, and I wasn't even like particularly anxious or anything yesterday. At least I didn't think so. But yeah, last night she was like, she sleeps on my shoulder because I sleep on my side, and I woke up and she was like licking my, like the side of my cheek profusely to like wake me up. So yeah, the pillow was all wet. Like I'm like, okay, boy, when you choose to walk the path of Christ, I mean, it's no joke that he breaks you down to the bare bones, doesn't he? Just so he can rebuild you, right? I mean, that's pretty true. I thought I dealt with a lot of stuff in that whole aspect, but the further I go, the more is surfacing, which is good, right? Because I think eventually, someday, I think I'd like to marry again. You know, that it's taken me a long time to even get to that point where I'd even readily admit that, right? But before that happens, I would like to be, of course you can never go back and be like the young innocent person you were, but I think you can mend your heart and come at things from a better non-hurt angle. And I really think, honestly, that was part of the issues with Christian and I. For those of you that haven't been here very long, Christian was a gentleman that I dated half of 2022 and half of 2023, and then we tried to kind of be friends, and that really just didn't work out. Both, like, there was both issues, right? Like, I won't go into that because I know sometimes he watches my videos and I would never want to hurt him, right? Like, that's just not who I am. So, but all that to say, like, you know, there is areas that I don't want to say I ignored, but definitely, there are parts of my heart like Christian was never able to touch, right? Like, so that was kind of unfair to him. And so I don't ever really want to do that to another human, right? Because that's not fair. So yeah, like that was part of that dream last night. Like, girl, you're gonna have to start dealing with some truths here. like my severe trust issues, for one. You are really gonna have to nip that one in the bud and let me show you how. Not very shy, is he? Anyways, okay. All right, so we have 6 done for those covers, and I'm betting that we're close. Hey, would you like a Dee hair up here? Isn't that awesome? Can we get it in glue too? All right, sorry. So, yeah. So we got 6 of those. So those will be on the covers. And we will put some little stuff in there for them. We'll figure out which ones they belong on after we get the signatures in. So I will probably, if I remember, I will probably get those, I'm going to fold those signature papers, and by that time the covers ought to be good and dry, because I don't like to bend them with that fabric on there until they are dry. So, all right, so I'm going to go do my chickens. Then I'll come back and fold those papers, and then I will turn on the camera again. All right, guys, I hope your week is going great, and we'll just talk to you soon. Bye, guys.